What if the most important invention for humanity's future is not a rocket, a robot or a supercomputer, but a seed? Deep in the Arctic, on a remote island between mainland Norway and the North Pole, there is a vault carved more than 100 meters into a mountain. Inside, frozen in darkness at -18 degrees Celsius, lie backup copies of the crops that feed the world: rice, wheat, beans, barley, sorghum. The building is called the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, and many people know it by a more dramatic name, the Doomsday Vault. It exists as a global backup for crop diversity, with room for millions of varieties. Today it safeguards well over 1.3 million seed samples. And behind this idea stands a man most people have never heard of: Cary Fowler. Cary Fowler is not a celebrity inventor. He did not build an app. He did not sell a gadget. Instead, he helped build something quieter, and in some ways far more important, a form of biological insurance for humanity. He became one of the central figures behind the vision and feasibility work that led to the Seed Vault, working through the Crop Trust and international partners to create a system that could protect the genetic diversity of crops before disaster struck. That matters because food is more fragile than it looks. Around the world, more than 1,700 gene banks store crop collections, but many are vulnerable to war, funding failures, equipment breakdowns, natural disasters, and human error. Climate change is also intensifying pressure on food systems. While global scientific assessments warn that climate change, biodiversity, loss, and land degradation threaten food security. If a crop variety disappears, it cannot simply be re-downloaded. It is gone, forever. So Fowler helped push a simple but powerful idea: make backup copies of the world's seeds and store them in one of the coldest, safest places on Earth. Svalbard was chosen for a reason. It is remote, geologically stable, naturally cold, and high above sea level. Even if the power fails, the permafrost and surrounding rock help keep the seeds frozen. The seeds are sealed in special foil packages, boxed and stored like silent time capsules for the future. The vault is owned by Norway and operated in partnership with Nordgen and the Crop Trust. And this is not just symbolic. It works. The most famous proof came from Syria. During the Syrian conflict, the major Icada gene bank lost access to its collection. But because backup samples had been stored in Svalbard, those seeds could be withdrawn, regenerated and rebuilt in Lebanon and Morocco. In other words, crops that might have vanished in war were brought back to life. The vault did exactly what it was designed to do. That is why Cary Fowler's work matters so much in 2026. This year, the Seed Vault continues to grow. In February 2026, it received new deposits from first-time contributors, including Guatemala and Niger, along with its first ever olive seed deposit. The system is still active, still expanding, still preparing for a future we hope never arrives, but may one day need. And maybe that is the most powerful part of this story. Humanity often celebrates urgency, speed, and spectacle, but survival may depend just as much on patience, memory, and humility. Cary Fowler looked at civilization and asked a question most people were too busy to ask. What happens if we lose the seeds? Because if you lose seeds, you do not just lose plants. You lose harvests. You lose local knowledge. You lose resilience. You lose options. And in a century shaped by climate shocks, conflict, and uncertainty, options may be the most valuable resource of all. So while the world chases the next shiny breakthrough, remember this: one of the greatest acts of innovation was building a frozen backup for life itself, not to impress the present, but to protect the future. Cary Fowler did not just save seeds, he helped save humanity's second chance.